do think that's got to be the title for this episode at the very least.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Definitely. Yeah, looking forward to it.
Yes.
Dela's hidden musical talent skill.
Really well hidden.
So well hidden, she doesn't even know she's got them herself. We're about to find out exactly how well hidden they are. Or not, as the case may be. Oh, well, welcome back, listeners, to Tales from the 20 Side, a Pathfinder 2nd Edition Let's Play podcast. My name is Dom, and I'm the GM for this game and for many others, and I'm joined by Stu.
Hello.
I'm joined by Amy.
Doodaloo.
Get some last-minute practice in there, I like it.
Yeah.
And I'm joined by Asta.
Hello.
Welcome back. It's nice to have you in the right order on my screen this time round.
It's because you're always the last one here, Dom. That's what it is.
That's it. It's great. Yeah, I had something to say. It's gone. I've forgotten it. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. Don't worry. Don't apologise. It's Amy. It's not your fault that my brain doesn't work. That's not your fault.
That's true. I mean, it might be in like 10 minutes.
That's it. I fail my will save and I take 200 psychic damage or something stupid like that.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm sure
how
I
we
can
doing,
find
folks?
some obscure rules to ask about.
I'm sure you can.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if there's ever going to be a time to find out some obscure rules, it's when a member of your party challenges an NPC to an impromptu flute off. I could think of no.
Yeah, I mean, does my skill in lying help me in this scenario?
I mean, we'll find out.
I'm trying to find out.
Yeah, I mean, is Dela not even trained in performance?
She is.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's not too bad then.
I think it's charming liar come into play here. It's sort of making an impression. I don't know.
Do you know what?
Because it's make an impression, like in capitals. So I'm assuming that's a
yeah. So make an impression in capitals is an activity.
Could I use it in this case?
We'll get into it shortly, but I'm tempted to allow you to have that. Because I suppose that's really what Dela's trying to do here. Is she's trying to make an impression on these fey creatures by performing. So yeah, we'll see. We will see. But before we get back to the game itself, well, you guys are, it seems, very excited to get on with it. So should we just get on with it? Should we skip preamble today?
I mean, if you want a preamble, I have an interesting conversation as we're talking about fey creatures.
Yeah.
So
awesome.
I was reading, because obviously AI art has been up and around and people are looking at that at the moment. And I thought it was really interesting, someone pointed out, that the way at the moment that you tell if it's AI art is to look at things like the fingers and the weird things and the shadows and the stuff like that, very much like how you try and find a fey creature. And then I was like down this little rabbit path with my mind, and I was like, oh, they don't like iron, do they? But magnets, they attract iron, and then like hard drives don't like magnets, right? So maybe all these fey creatures and stuff is just recreations of AI that we're just remembering as fairy tales at the moment. What do you think?
So what you're saying is my Pac-Man fridge magnet is the best defense I have against AI art.
Oh yeah.
Does this mean that pigeons are fey creatures?
I thought birds weren't real.
No, birds aren't real.
Birds aren't real.
Birds aren't real.
They're surveillance
What
drones.
did I just have for my dinner?
Nah, so but oh my god, this is hilarious. I don't know if you've heard this conspiracy before, Stu, but it is the dumbest thing ever, and I'm totally here for it. There is a theory, a very vocal theory, that birds do not exist. Birds, as we know them, do not exist. They've all been replaced with drones. Birds aren't real.
The fuck?
That's a drone that you had for dinner.
That's it.
Yeah, clearly.
It's a very sophisticated drone that tasted like meat. It's like a Cylon.
But when you
this is probably.
but did you see it in full chicken? Sorry.
No, but obviously this is to get Bill Gates' microchips inside me. Inside my bloodstream or something.
I think Bill Gates is involved with it, but I think the Birds Aren't Real community hate him because they think that he's behind it all.
I mean, they need an operating system, don't they? So someone needed to make that.
They do. So they
my God. Mind has just gone.
Are you questioning every bird you've ever seen now?
I'm also very concerned because I've recently got my dad to start listening to this, and he just loves debunking conspiracy theories. So I just know once this one comes out, I'm going to have to be sat down and have a very long conversation with him. I'm not sure how to handle it.
Yeah, check it. I mean, at the risk of publicising a stupid conspiracy theory, honestly, have a Google of Birds Aren't Real, because it's the craziest thing.
It's a meme.
It's a good read. It's a good read, if nothing else.
Hang on, if they're all drones or robot birds, basically, are they all tuned into social media? And is that why the image for Twitter is a bird?
That's it. That's exactly it.
That's how we know.
Fucking hell.
There you go.
So I was going to this place about pigeons having a magnetic bone.
What?
Okay.
That's how they can tell, like, where north is. They have a bone that's magnetic. So if you put a magnet near a pigeon's head, now it fucks up the circuitry, apparently. Yeah.
That's it. Birds aren't real, Stu. Birds aren't real.
Birds aren't real.
I mean, who's heard of magnetic bones?
Magnetic. Honestly, I find birds aren't real more believable than having magnetic bones.
Yeah.
That is it.
Yeah, I mean, if you can get magnetic bones that tell you which way is north, I feel like my Wednesday D&D character might need that.
That's it.
That's really. Is that a legit thing, or are you just saying that?
I mean, it might not be a bone, but it's basically a mineral inside the pigeon that allows it to tell which way.
I'm going to have to look it up. Yeah.
Google it.
I'm derailing this entire podcast recording to Google it right this second.
Yeah.
It contains magnemite, which is a magnetized rock.
There you go. Although you notice I just took all your words for it that birds aren't real. And I didn't need to Google anything. I just accept what you say because I trust you lot.
No, but it's not. We're not saying to you that birds aren't real. Birds are definitely real.
I have deep concerns that Alwyn's going to end up losing his name to a fae because he's not going to question anything.
That's it.
Yeah, we haven't told him our names yet, have we?
Have you?
The ethmoid bone. The ethmoid bone.
There you go.
Yeah, we've got them in our nasal cavities as well.
But I knew it was a thing.
I think.
It's
in human sinuses.
It's an unpaired bone in the skull that separates the nasal cavity from the brain, located at the roof of the nose between the two orbits. The ethmoid bone, orbit of the eye. Oh, hang on. No, that's all to do with human stuff. Where's the magnets at?
You can find them in bees and dolphins. They've also found them in humans.
Yeah, but we all evolved from birds anyway, or dinosaurs as they used to be called.
I thought we were mammals.
Yeah, but we still evolved from fish originally.
Okay.
Fish, then birds, then reptiles, then mammals.
So, Asta, just sort of going back to you mentioning your dad has started listening to this and he loves unpicking all conspiracy theories and things. I feel like this is a great time to cross-market Aliens Explored. What do you say, Stu?
Hello, Asta's dad and other listeners. Make sure you go over to aliensexplored.com, where me and Neil, who plays Otto the dwarf in Tales from the 20s side, basically bicker and bitch at each other about famous UFO things from history. And we argue. We argue and bicker, and it's fun. Yeah. aliensexplored.com. Thank you.
Sorry, I'm still looking up magnetic bones.
It's really interesting, isn't it?
I'm going down a rabbit hole here.
See, you wanted to play the game? Nah, let's learn stuff.
Yeah.
Just the fact that it's called magnetoception, that's incredible. I love that.
But it's like, oh, Stu said it. Oh, I'm going to need to Google this. Oh, Google said it. Oh, well, it must be true then.
It's too interesting not to Google.
It is a fascinating thing. It is a fascinating thing.
This is what the internet's for, really, for me, is to find information randomly like that at your fingertips, and then suddenly you've got like 20-hour documentary about magnetic bones in pigeons and how they're not real.
Suddenly it's 4 a.m. You've got 200 tabs open. You've got no idea how you got on the page you did, and there's just a strange droning noise happening throughout the house, and you're like, what? What's happening? There we go. Awesome. Well,
the
I
internet
learned
is made
something.
of cats.
It is. Well, I learned something today, listeners. That is all my learning done. I'm now ready to play some Pathfinder. How about you guys?
Yeah, I want to play a flute.
Awesome. So yeah, let's have a recap on where we find ourselves. What's going on?
Dela opened her big mouth.
For such a small person, it is a very big mouth.
Yeah, and we encountered the hut that we've been searching for, and we have found Nijana, also trapped in a bubble along with the hut. They're slightly separate, which we can't access. And she's not a very nice person. In fact, I've met her before, and she wasn't very nice then either. So she wants us to let her out so she can kill us, but we kind of have to do that to get into the hut. So she let us know that there could be... Oh, no, it was Asta. You let us know that there could be power sources somewhere. So we went back to one of the creatures we discovered before, and his name is something I couldn't pronounce when you told me, so I'm not going to have any hope with what I've written down.
Let's try it. I'm curious to hear what you got.
I wrote Ratheel.
Do you know what? That's not too far off.
No?
It was Ravathiel. Ravathiel.
F-E-L. Okay. And yes, he was playing quite a nice song, and he seemed to be a bit nicer, so we're now having a flute off so he can tell us some information. But Dela doesn't know how to play the flute. So that's where we are.
Is it Ravathiel Balboa?
Maybe if Dela wins, you can ask him.
Rocky.
Well, he did say he'd answer all of our questions, I believe was the wording he used.
Yes.
With no limit, which is very kind of him. So he must have felt pretty sure he was going to win. I don't know why.
I think my favourite thing about it was that Dela made this deal right after Ryzen said, yeah, I know better than to make deals with people I don't know. Just flute off.
Hey, strange fey being, can I give you my name?
Do you think I would be here if I'd learnt my mistakes?
Yeah, if Dela had learned from her mistakes, she would have started making the slow walk home after finding herself left in Erison. Actually, yeah. if Dela had learned from her mistakes, she wouldn't have been in this situation to start with, so, you know.
No.
There we go. Awesome. Anybody want to add anything to that lovely recap we just had?
It's interesting how he Ravathiel seems actually to be much nicer this session than he was, last episode than he had been previously. Far more respectful. Not that it was disrespectful as such before, but
I mean, I can fix that in a hurry for you, Stu, if you really
No,
want
that's
to.
fine. No, I'm finding it interesting and intriguing that he's. Yeah. I'm very happy about
he
it.
did
Maybe he's found some amusement in you all. Who knows? But
He's about
all right
to find
then.
a lot more.
Without any further ado, let's get straight back into the game. As previously mentioned, Ravathiel finishes his own performance. The Fae he's conjured, they applaud, and he gestures Dela up onto stage. He cedes the stage to her, and as she gets up onto stage, he turns to Dela and he says, "Well then, my dear, dazzle me."
Oh,
What would you like to do?
Can I borrow your flute, please? I've left mine at home while I'm travelling.
Oh no! What's that? You've asked for a flute off, and yet you have no means of playing. Well, you should have thought of that before you made the offer, my dear.
Well, I've definitely got the means of playing, as you've got a flute right there. And in fact, it would be the best way of carrying out the competition, as we're playing on the same instrument, so no one can rely on the instrument as being better than the player's skill.
I like you, mortal. Excellent point. Well, all right then. He steps forward, flourishes the flute, sort of holds it out to you.
I expertly take it from his hands.
Make a dexterity check for me, Dela. So roll d20 and dexterity.
Ooh, that's actually not bad. Dex. So just the plus number.
That's the one.
Yeah, so that is a 21.
21. Okay. So as you reach out to take it, he sort of he flips the flute through his fingers, sort of dancing it away from your hand. He plays with you for a few seconds, a bit like that video, if you've ever seen it, of like ice cream salesman just fucking with kids, where he's just taking the ice cream, gives them the cone, gives them the ice cream, takes the cone away, all that sort of stuff. He plays with you for a short period of time, and then as he extends the flute towards you once more, like a viper, your hand leaps out and you take the flute from him, sort of mid finger flip, as it were. And he gives you a respectful nod. That's not a bad start, my dear. Come on then, let's see what you've got.
Well, I told you I was good.
And he steps back and he cedes the stage to you, Dela. What would you like to do?
Okay. Dela is going to wink at Raiden a bit with look at my hat a little bit, and then I'm going to get into a flute playing position and do lots of flourishiness and whatnot, and then I am going to play a song that just comes to me in the moment that I'm in.
Perfect. Let's have
And
a
it sounds
performance
like
roll.
this. Ooh. May I use my hero point, please?
You may. That's what they're there for.
Okay. So that is a 28.
28, very nice. So as Dela begins performing, what are Alwyn and Raiden doing at this exact moment? She puts the flute to her lips, takes a second to tune it, and you hear a soft musical note start to come through.
I will use reach spell to cast light from a distance to make a rave hat.
Nice. So as Dela starts to play, her hat begins to glow. Is Alwyn doing anything?
Alwyn is obviously unaware of Dela's inability to play. he's just going to watch with rapt attention, waiting to hear.
All right. Okay. So as you begin performing, Dela, it's crazy. Despite having no formal ability with the flute, you've been around musicians enough for enough of your life, and sort of just certainly a lot of it seems to be tied to hand movement, which Dela's very, very adept at. You've picked up a bit of it here and there, and actually, Dela starts playing, and she gets off to a very strong start as the hat sort of begins to softly pulse. She gets going, and she starts building this lovely soundscape. It doesn't have quite the same level of innate power as Ravathiel's song did, but you can see the audience of pixies and sprites are watching Dela intently. There seems to be quite a palpable air of enjoyment about them. You continue performing, Dela. Make another performance check.
Okay. Come on, performing. Ooh, that is a 29.
29, very nice. And again, as Dela sort of moves into the middle section of her performance, again, are Ryden and Alwyn doing anything to aid her?
I will do the same thing again and just make the colours brighter, more vibrant, as like she starts to build up the tempo, perhaps.
So as she's building up, she's getting brighter at the same time.
Yeah.
like a beacon. That's pretty cool. I like that. Is Alwyn doing anything, or are you still just watching intently?
He's watching intently, but he's going to tap his feet. He's going to start to clap along with the music and sort of move his body in time in a rhythmic, gyratory sort of fashion. I believe it's called dancing.
Ryden steps away from Alwyn.
Not with him.
Oh yeah, it is absolutely 100% dad dancing that is going on here.
Very, very nice.
He's not a... Yeah.
All right. Okay. So, as Dela continues to perform, you can see these fae around this stage are watching intently. Ravathiel himself is sort of leaning against the oak tree. He's looking at you, and you can see that almost despite himself, you can Dela can't see this because it's happening behind her. But you can see him tapping his hand on his arm, almost subconsciously, perhaps almost despite himself. You move through the middle period of your song, and you start actually mixing in with other songs, because you realise you've come to the end of this first piece, but you want to keep this going a little bit longer, and you start building to a crescendo. You can see you have this crowd eating out of your very deft hand to hand, Dela. It's time to bring it home. Let's have one more performance roll.
Oh, why did you have to pick up that roll so much? So I rolled the first one, which I used my hero point on, was a 2.
Mm-hmm.
I rolled a 17 was the next one, and I rolled an 18 after that. So
very nice.
I rolled an 18 again. So
Fantastic.
29.
What I would also like is Ryden to roll an Arcana check, and I would like Alwyn to roll a diplomacy check here. See if you are able to give Dela any boost to her performance.
With that diplomatic dancing.
What was that noise?
That was the sound of a nat 20.
Oh!
Fantastic. And Alwyn?
Alwyn's making the sound of a hero point being used. Which is
We never all
a very
use our
similar
hero
sort of
points,
noise. Is it?
I didn't realise the mic would pick it up.
Oh, that's better. 13 for Alwyn.
13 total. What was Ryden's total there?
34.
34. Very nice. So Alwyn, surprisingly enough, your dad dancing isn't particularly helpful to Dela's performance. However, the special effects and the rave hat are a big draw. You can see some of the pixies are very wowed by this. And as Dela just sort of letting the music take over and letting your fingers go where they will, you finish piping this really beautiful piece. Like I suspect nobody is as surprised as Dela is.
I'm really fucking shocked.
But you finish. You build to a dramatic moment within this piece of music, and sort of just letting the rhythm take over, letting the music infuse your body. You complete this piece. You trail off, and you finish with a flourish and a bow toward the crowd, who applaud rapturously.
Oh, that's amazing. I'm going to turn around to my rival and give him a cheeky wink.
And you see, as you do this, Dela, you step forward. Ravathiel sort of steps forward from the tree itself. You can see he's smiling very, very, very broadly. Sort of claps his hands as he does so. And he sort of says to you, "Very well done, my darling. Not bad for your first time." He gives you a knowing look and extends a hand for the flute.
I'll hand the flute back and make no recognition of the fact that he thinks I was playing for the first time. I am a master flutist, as I've just proved.
I think they're called flautists, Amy.
I don't know.
That's pretty in keeping with Dela's knowledge, I think.
Yeah. My intelligence is very low.
There we go. Ravathiel sort of he steps up next to you. He shows you off to the crowd of pixies. Sort of very, very much declaring you the winner here. And then he takes your hand in his, and he goes for a very elaborate bow. If you'll allow him to do so with you.
I mean, as long as it's just a bow, that's fine.
Yeah, he takes your hand. He raises it up, and the two of you bow in unison to this assembled crowd of conjured fey creatures. And then, as he raises you up from the bow, he lets go of your arm. Claps his hands once more. You see magic surges through his fingers, and the fey that he had summoned all vanish into wisps on the wind.
Oh.
And he looks at you, Dela, and he says, "Well, very, very well, my darling. It seems you've beaten me. As promised, I will answer whatever questions you wish. Won't you all come and join me here?"
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah.
Alwyn and Chardonnay will approach.
Mm-hmm.
I follow.
Yes, very well done. Very well done.
Well, speak up. You were so eager to. Were you so eager to humiliate me that you forgot what you wished to ask?
I mean, I'm going to leave it up to my learned colleagues as to what we need to know to get in, because all it is to me is a magic bubble. So why have you bubbled it?
We have bubbled that hut because, well, the hut's current owner, Baba Yaga, I believe her name is, she's, as far as we can tell, she's indisposed somewhere. which means that hut is ripe for the taking. And so, my siblings and I, we came here to claim it. It is wrapped in that bubble because we intend to take it back to the first world, present it as a gift to the Sealy Court.
Is there, if I may ask, is there a way that we might gain at least temporary access to the hut before you take it away to the first world?
No, I'm afraid not, my good man. You are aware of what the hut is and can do, are you not?
I'm just thinking of the children.
We both know there are no children in this forest anymore. You don't have to. You don't have to play dumb with me.
So when are you taking the hut away?
Well, the ritual that we have started, it will be complete when the sun rises in 2 days' time.
And how do we stop that ritual?
Stop it? I mean, short of destroying myself and my siblings, I dare say you can't.
But you could choose to stop it, should you wish.
I could. I would have little reason to do so.
So you solely want this as a gift?
Well, yes, this would be the grandest of gifts. Sealy Court would be most pleased with this. They might even grant myself and my siblings a holding of our own within the First World.
So that's what you're after.
You know what would be an even greater gift than a building such as that?
A building, my dear. You don't know what you know not what you say. That hut is no mere building.
My question still stands. You know what would be significantly more impressive?
Enlighten me.
If you told the Sealy Court that Baba Yaga owed them a favour.
Except she doesn't, does she?
She would if you allowed us to get her back. See, if you lower the ritual, we can proceed with our plan to restore her to her rightful place. We could then tell her that we wouldn't have been able to do it without your aid, and then she would owe a favour.
Now that is a thoroughly interesting proposition. Make a diplomacy roll, Ryan.
I'm going to use my hero point. Significantly better. That is a 30.
30, very nice. A favour from the Queen of Witches. Yes, that sounds very romantic. And you believe that Baba Yaga would accept this arrangement?
If she wants to come back, she doesn't really have much choice, does she?
I suppose she doesn't. All right then, mortals. I've made a decision. I will disrupt my part of the ritual for you. However, my siblings, you will need to deal with them in a more direct manner. My brother Orianos, you've already met. He's, as you've seen, he's quite insufferable, quite unreasonable. And my sister Zephimeri, she's quite mad, you see. I'm easily the most reasonable of the three of us, as I hope I've demonstrated here. I tell you what, if you take care of my siblings, disrupt their rituals, and then return to me, I will release mine of my own free will.
I'm not
like
very
you.
good with euphemisms or things like that. When you say take care of them, what do you mean exactly?
You will likely need to defeat them in battle.
Right. Are they evil?
I would say I would use the word kill, but we Dawn Pipers cannot be killed on this plane. You would simply be sending us home.
Right. Yes. Are they evil?
Evil? No, my dear. Evil? No. Do you think? Do you honestly think we're as vulgar as that? No. We simply have as Fae folk, we simply have a love of freedom and a willingness to do whatever is necessary to attain it.
See, that's a tenet I strive for and I fight for, is freedom. I'm going to struggle with this, I think.
I mean, that's really your only option, and unless you have access to magics more powerful than those myself and my brethren have conjured, you're not going to be able to force your way past that barrier. I'll tell you that for free.
No. Can you do anything about the woman there? You just, get rid of her?
No, I'm afraid not. I'm aware of her presence. I'm aware that she attempted to meddle with our magics, and the situation she finds herself in is little more than feedback that ritual did to her. I'm afraid I can exert no power over her.
That's fair. Well, I think that's a pretty good deal.
Where would we find your sister Zafira? Obviously, we know where to find Drippy Man.
Or Orianos.
Oh, Ariana, sorry.
Is in his pool to the west. My sister Zephimeri, if you travel this path, and he gestures to a third path out of this clearing, sort of in the northeast corner, looks like it heads north. If you follow that path, you will eventually come to a grand tree which has been blackened by lightning. That is where you will find my sister.
If we are able to get your siblings to suspend their rituals without us having to defeat them in battle, will you still suspend yours?
I will honour the terms of our arrangement, my dear, but I will tell you for free, my siblings are far less reasonable than I am. As I've said, Orianos is annoyingly resolute in his convictions, and that's assuming you can even get past the nonsensical riddles he spouts. And my sister Zephimeri, she is quite mad. I would wager that you will not have the chance to trade 2 words with her before she is before you're dodging lightning and the like.
Oh, she seems
Oh,
like
we're
exactly
used to
my sort of
that.
person.
We'll be fine. Like playing the flute.
Right.
Well, we should be off on our adventures then. I think. Do we need to do anything else?
Yes, I mean, I did promise to answer any questions, and I realise now that may have been a bit. I perhaps should have been a tad more restrictive on that, but
Yeah, I
you won
know.
fair and square.
Well, I have a question. What's the best way to defeat your siblings? What are their vulnerabilities?
They have no specific vulnerabilities that you might say, but I can tell you a little of their strengths if you prefer.
Yes, that would be helpful. Thank you.
Which would you know of first?
Your sister?
My sister Zephimeri. She, as you may have noticed, the three of us, my brother Orianos commands water, I command earth. My sister Zephimeri, she commands air. She is flighty, she is ephemeral, she is changeable. And basically in a battle with her is likely to be a straight contest of martial prowess, with a bit of spice added in. I can tell you should not challenge her with any magics that deal with the elements fire or electricity. The second of which is particularly bad to use against her.
I may not be very helpful in this coming fight.
That's okay. We've got
Still hope we
Amos.
can avoid a fight if we can.
Well, we've got a magic quest that we need to complete. You never shied away from fighting before.
Oh, yes, but there's a difference between sort of defending yourself.
But we might end up being defending ourselves. So
That's the thing, but conscientiously going out up to people and say, right, I'm going to kill you even though you're not evil.
Well, remember, they're not actually going to die, they're just going to go home.
yeah, we're just sending them home quicker.
With Alwyn's religious knowledge, does that make sense, Dom?
Are you trained in nature?
I am not trained in nature.
Okay, make a religion roll for me.
Okay. A total of 25.
Okay, so with a 25 in religion, I would say you are aware that when it comes to beings from planes other than this, creatures having the ability to return to the place they were from if they're destroyed on the material plane, it's not unusual.
Okay.
The most obvious examples that you can think of are if you encounter devils or demons on the material plane and they're slain, their souls reform in the hells or in the abyss, respectively. So, although you don't know for certain, it's certainly within the realm of possibility that these creatures would do the same.
Right, but yes, that makes sense. You'd both know more than me. Right, how about your brother? What strengths?
My brother's strengths are those of the water itself. He is, out of the three of us, he is perhaps the least inclined to direct confrontation. He will have assistance with him. Most notably, there is a creature he relies upon, known as a mist stalker. This creature will create a patch of fog, likely around my brother himself, and will strike at those within it whilst remaining concealed from you. Also, as I mentioned, his power lies in water. He has particular strength, and something he enjoys doing is drowning individuals with but a touch of his hand.
Nice.
So ranged attacks from him then.
Well, that's very helpful.
You should also know that if you strike him with poison, it will have no effect. His connection to water washes clean all contaminant presences, whilst allowing him to wield them himself.
Do you like your siblings?
Of course I do. They're my siblings. We were born together. We were raised together. One day, perhaps many hundreds of years from now, we will die together. Of that I'm sure. But right now, it's. I suppose I'm just enjoying the game.
I appreciate that.
There's one other thing you should know about my brother. Whenever he has the opportunity to do so, he will attempt to get underneath the surface of the water. If he manages to do so, you will not be able to see him until he resurfaces.
Right. Okay, that's useful to know, thank you.
Thank you for honouring our agreement.
I am nothing if not a man of my word. A man is not a being is nothing if their word means nothing. I've always said.
I like that. Might borrow that.
Yeah.
Don't borrow it there, my good man. Take it. I'm not going to stop you. Anybody else have any questions? What about you there? He gestures to you, Ryden. You seem versed in the dealings of my people. You seem to want to understand how things work.
A little bit of knowledge here and there doesn't hurt.
That it doesn't.
I think you've answered everything we need to know, though I am curious, and it is more of just a burning curiosity. If you were going to claim the dancing hut for the Sealy Court, was it for a particular individual or the whole?
It was for a particular individual. The name that she would give to you is the Azure Baroness.
Does that ring any bells at all for Ryden?
Make a occultism roll.
I'm good at those. That is another 30.
30, very, very nice. So, in your various studies of the First World and of Fae Society, It's a name you've heard. I wouldn't say it's a name of any particular significance. She seems to be perhaps a very minor member of the court, or at least a very secretive one.
Most interesting. Perhaps wishing to improve her position. Well, no, I think that's my curiosity sated. Thank you for your forthcomingness, I suppose.
You're quite welcome. I only answer that which is asked. That was our arrangement.
Didn't have a time limit on it. Right, shall we make a move?
Oh, I've got a question before we go. You said about what the dancing hut was capable of. What is it capable of?
The dancing hut of Baba Yaga is one of this realm's most powerful artifacts. I can tell you much about it. What would you like to know? Do you have a specific question?
What does it do?
Well, I'll tell. Its most powerful ability, the one that Baba Yaga uses it most for. It's used to travel to other worlds and other planes. Yeah, I don't know how much you know about the world beyond your own, but that hut is capable of traveling to all realities. It is said that at any given point in the world, no matter where you stand, the hut has the ability to appear there. Should Baba Yaga or its controller desire it.
Is that all it does?
I mean, that's its most prominent feature is its ability to travel between worlds. I mean, there are other things are more stories. I've not had the pleasure of being inside it myself. It's part of the reason we wanted it. Was curiosity. But you can hear some stories, and when you live as long as myself and my siblings do, you hear a lot of those stories, and eventually the truth starts to come out. In addition to it being able to transport between worlds, it is said that the interior is vast. For as small as that hut seems, it seems that everywhere, whenever that hut appears, its interior is different. Who knows what secrets the Queen of Witches has hidden within its depths? It's where she conducts a lot of her very secretive work. Whenever she's not in Irison, she is away in some other realm, tending to matters known only to her, and she does so inside that hut. It's very powerful. It's a very powerful, very, very powerful object.
It'll make a great gift to someone. Right. But we're not doing that. We're doing something else. We're going to go look for your siblings, aren't we? That's what we're going to do. Are we?
You should also know about the hut itself. As you may have seen, it wanders about on chicken legs, and it has the ability to defend itself if needed. If you approach the hut without appeasing it first, there is a good chance you might find yourself becoming the dinner of a house.
What would appease the Hut?
There are many things that will appease it. May I have your hand a second? He looks at you, Alwyn. May I have your hand a second? There's an interesting aura about you.
Yeah, Alwyn will hold out his hand. For what it's worth, he's going to hold out the hand with the cursed ring.
Okay. So as he sort of takes your hand, looks at the finger with the ring. That's unfortunate. Yes, I thought so. You have, and he sort of looks you in the eye for a second, Alwyn. He lets go of you in short order, and he says, "Yes, I thought so. You have the aura of the Fae about you. Would I be right in supposing you've encountered one of Baba Yaga's riders?"
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Yes. Baba Yaga's riders are, aside from Baba Yaga herself, are the only three beings who the Hut will feasibly respond to. The fact that you have their essence, you do too, my dear. And he points at you, Dela, and this one here. He points to Amos. You all seem to have some vestige of Black Rider's power. I think the Hut will recognise that.
But not our companion here. Gesture to Ryder.
Yes, it seems she does not have any such blessing upon her. However, there are other ways to get the Hut to talk to you or to work for you. I know of one that may work for you. And he looks at Ryden. You would need, if you wish to get the Hut to stand still and stop dancing, you would need to speak the phrase, little house, turn your back to the forest and face me."
Scribble.
Furious note-taking taking place.
Yeah, well, we didn't write the password down.
I don't want to get eaten, so I'll make sure to remember that.
It must be said that that phrase itself is, although it is a fail-safe, it is not necessarily foolproof. If the Hut senses any ill intent from you, my dear, towards either it or its mistress, it will simply refuse to listen to you. So when you speak that phrase, you must be sure of your intent, is all I would say.
Oh, there'll be no problems here, will there?
You know, I could just stay outside. Just in case. You know, I've got a long life ahead of me. I don't want to get eaten prematurely for any reason. Should we go?
Been very useful. Thank you for honouring your agreement.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure to hear you play.
Yep, he bows once more, and he says, "And a pleasure to find a promising rival. I should like to play with you again sometime, my dear.
I will make that happen.
Remember, disrupt the rituals of my siblings, and return to me once their power has dissipated. Only then will I release my part of the ritual." And that's where we am tonight.
Got a plan.
Yay!
Tales from the 20 Side is a Figo Films production in association with Juicy Falls. Music by Alexander Nakarada and editing by Stu Jackson. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and Discord by searching Tales from the 20 Side or by visiting talesfromthe20side.com.
got a plan. We got a bunch of info. That works so well.
That did go surprisingly well.
Yeah, it's like when I first rolled that too, I was like, this is going to go so bad. And I don't know what we're going to do if this fucks up.
So I had a plan in place. I had an idea in my head of what was going to happen if you did lose that.
But I really like this guy. I want him to be my pal going forward. Have to like loads of hijinks. It'd be great.
Yeah, I mean, you may well have made a friend there.
Yeah, I'm going to have to give him a nickname now because I mean, what is it?
Ravathiel.
Ravath. It's the V and the TH that's too close together for me.
Rocky.
Nah,
Rocky
I need to sit on that
Dennis.
for a bit. Sorry, I think I went over my head.
There's a film called Mask. Yeah.
The Jim Carrey one.
No, not The Mask.
That's the only.
This is just Mask. This is with Cher's in it.
Okay.
Cher's in it. He plays Rocky's mum.
Mm.
It's a good film. Haven't seen it in years.